We feel like we're always walking in eggshells because we cannot say anything anymore, because if we say something that crosses the line for you guys, we're called racist. Someone I've been friends with for years has been to my house, has met my family, knows my children, knows my husband, said black women who achieve certain success should be celebrated. And I said, I agree, but all women should be celebrated who achieve certain success. Holy crap, the backlash that I got for that, and I was called a racist. Please make that make sense. We literally do not know what we can and cannot say anymore. Here's another example. My children didn't get into the school that they wanted and we wanted for them because they're white. This is what happened. The school is trying to fill a diversity quota, and my children, who by the way, born in one country, have passports of 2 other countries, speak 3 languages fluently, did not meet the diversity quota. And guess what? The skin color, they're white. Perfectly diverse children. Didn't get it.
I never hear white people talk about stuff like that.
I can sit here for hours and give you a whole laundry list of what it feels like being white living in America. But what's the point? Can we just all be friends? I just like good people. And I personally do not care what are you, black, purple, or white.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you guys are feeling good. Today, guys, we're back here with a new video, guys. This is about white privilege. Let's get right into today's video, guys. Poof.
Great question, and I'd be happy to explain. Let's talk about white privilege, not because it's an insult, but because it's real and it matters.
That's a lie.
White privilege doesn't mean that your life hasn't been hard. It just means that your skin color isn't making it any harder. It means you can walk through a store without being followed. It means if you get pulled over, your first thought isn't, will I survive this? It means your history is taught in schools, and it also means that your holidays are national ones. And your kids can find dolls in every single store that look just like them. It means if you apply for an apartment, your hair or name doesn't count against you. White privilege is about systems. Systems built to uplift one group while discriminating against others.
That's a lie.
Why is it a big deal? Because ignoring privilege is allowing injustice to continue, unchecked. And acknowledging it is the first step towards real change.
I'll have you do it. What's the matter? That doesn't work?
No, but it should.
What's wrong with it? So you're telling me that that card doesn't work?
No,
Let me see.
I wish it would.
The white privilege card.
White people.
Hi, white person here. Now imagine if white people started their videos with black people.
Call you
That's
racist.
ugly.
Question.
What's your question?
What does it feel like to be white?
What does it feel like to be white?
Especially if you're white in America.
White in America, that changes the whole thing, because white in America is not always that great. This is coming from an immigrant. Before moving to the United States, color of the skin was never the topic of any conversation.
Thank you.
Nobody cared.
No one cared.
But then I moved to the United States and suddenly my skin color became important. Why?
I know being a black person, especially a black woman, one of the biggest issues that we're always exhausted.
White people are tired as well. One of the things that we're tired of is seeing videos like yours where the video starts with white people. Why do we need to make a difference between white, black,
Hispanic,
purple, green, whatever? Why don't you start a video with people or women or, I don't know, narrow it down. Stop saying white people. Because guess what? We would start our videos like that, we would be called racist. How does it feel being white and living in the United States? I can tell you this, it feels amazing, because who does not want to hear the word white privilege all the time? And when we get that promotion because we sacrifice our time, we sacrifice our health, we sacrifice time with our family over the person with a different skin color, guess what? White privilege. We feel like we're always walking in eggshells because we cannot say anything anymore, because if we say something that crosses the line for you guys, we're called racist. Someone I've been friends with for years has been to my house, has met my family, knows my children, knows my husband, said black women who achieve certain success should be celebrated. And I said, I agree, but all women should be celebrated who achieve certain success. Holy crap, the backlash that I got for that, and I was called a racist. Please make that make sense. We literally do not know what we can and cannot say anymore. Here's another example. My children didn't get into the school that they wanted and we wanted for them because they're white. This is what happened. The school is trying to fill a diversity quota, and my children, who by the way, born in one country, have passports of 2 other countries, speak 3 languages fluently, did not meet the diversity quota. And guess what? The skin color, they're white. Perfectly diverse children. Didn't get it.
I never hear white people talk about stuff like that.
I can sit here for hours and give you a whole laundry list of what it feels like being white living in America. But what's the point? Can we just all be friends? I just like good people. And I personally do not care what are you, black, purple, or white.
Here we go again with the division. We have got to stop doing this. See, we all are just trying to make it. And the division is making it harder. Don't you think maybe if we stop that, joined together, supported each other, cheered each other on, life might be a little simpler? I mean, come on, we've got to stop it, or this world is never going to move forward in the right direction.
White people, let's talk about it. Let's talk about our violence. White violence. No more deflecting.
Here we go again.
No more blaming everything on everybody else. Let's confront ourselves. White people in America, our history is so extremely violent.
So as every
And
race,
instead of confronting that, we continue to blame other people for the issues and the problems in this country, instead of just taking ownership of our part to play in everything, which is a huge part. Can we stop scapegoating other groups of people, please, and just look at ourselves? White people, it's time to talk about it. Like, it's long past time. Getting rid of other groups of people in this country is not going to make this country better. It's not going to make your life better. It's not going to make you better. I think white people are so scared to talk about race and to talk about white violence and white supremacy because they don't want to connect themselves to it. We don't want to feel like we're a part of the problem. But unless you're acknowledging the reality of how the US, this country, runs, you are a part of the problem. I truly believe in my heart, in my soul, that if you're born a white person in this country or on this planet, but I'll just speak about this country, part of that journey is to dismantle systems that have been built to oppress other people. The hard work of life is to confront yourself. How do I benefit from the way that things are? And how does my benefiting from those things harm other people? And instead of walking around with, 1,000-pound bag of shame on your back, consider it your responsibility to do that work. Consider it an opportunity that you are in the best possible position to make this world a better place by not accepting racist and prejudiced and oppressive systems for what they are and trying to contribute to changing them. Use the privilege that you have for good. I don't think that anybody can ever really love themselves without being honest about themselves, without being honest with themselves. And that work is painful and hard, but it's so worth it. White people, you don't have to consciously think that you're better than other people in order to contribute to harm against them. All it takes to contribute to harm is to stay silent and disengaged.
it's a shame to say in this crap.
White people, can we finally get this shit right? Can we finally take accountability? Can we finally look ourselves in the mirror and decide that this isn't good enough? We're not doing a good enough job. You aren't losing because somebody else is safe and cared for. You aren't losing because somebody different than you exists. White people, let's talk about it. Let's start having these conversations with ourselves and with each other. It's time.
I'm a racist. Formerly a racist. If you haven't seen me before, hi, my name's Janelyn. I've been talking on this app about how I was born and raised in the Deep South, raised to be a racist, how I've been breaking that down for the last 15 years.
Cute.
I've done lots of videos on the topic, but today I wanted to talk about white privilege for the second time, even though I feel like I have a good understanding of the definition of white privilege. And one thing I have learned from the comments is so much deeper than I understand and that I probably ever can. So again, I'm going to continue to lean on the biggest tool I have in my tool belt is to listen to Black people when they tell me about their experiences in this country when it comes to racism, because that's the only way that I can understand it. Do is have Black people or people of color, any probably non-passing white person, put it in the comments, stitch this if you want, tell me about a very specific thing that you have encountered that shows how I would have white privilege in that moment. Some things that I've heard are like not having to worry about if your natural hair is going to be perceived as unprofessional in an interview, at your job, etc. And I think the smaller the better, because some of the big things people can see and they're going to discount for one reason or another. Like police brutality, I think, is a huge one, and I could do many videos on different aspects of that. But I think the smaller things that people don't think about, how it impacts you every single day, would be a great thing to show. I want to show the larger community, show other white people how little we can understand it. And the best way to do that is to listen to you guys that have lived it every
It's
day.
obvious she's jobless.
Stop right there.
I'm here to apply for my white privilege card. They sent me to this address.
So you're wanting this?
This card includes max credit score, exemption from being racially profiled, and many more perks.
Have you completed the 3 mandatory bleach-ins?
Yes, I've been bleached 5 times, actually. I'm prepared.
All right, we have a few questions for you. If a white woman says someone did something to her, but she's lying, what do you say?
I read this as chapter 2. They're a liar, she's innocent, and we lawyer up.
If a black man were walking on the same sidewalk as you, would you A, cross the street, or B, keep on walking?
Oh, trick question. B, keep on walking and tell him he's in the wrong neighborhood.
If the cop asks you about a robbery you didn't see, how would you describe the robber?
Easy. Black, 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 and black.
What are the appropriate seasonings for chicken?
Nothing. And if you're feeling spicy, salt and pepper.
Who founded this country?
Christopher Columbus.
Who did you vote for?
Donald Trump, specifically any Republican.
How many vowels should your name have?
Minimum 2, preferably 1. Examples include Rick, Sam, Tim, Jack, Bob, Billy.
The shade room or the news?
The news.
All right, let's amp these up. Who's the greatest singer of all time? Katy Perry or Beyonce?
Oh my gosh, do you guys hear that? Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, see your colors burst. Make me say, oh, oh, oh. Does that answer your question?
Greatest actor of all time, Robert Downey Jr. or Denzel Washington?
Denzel Washington is the greatest actor of all time because Robert Downey Jr. is in his own lane.
What does EBT stand for?
Every black tragedy.
Should Trump build the wall?
Trump shouldn't build the wall. He should redefine the wall.
It's a Libras.
He should build something that keeps them locked there, not just something that keeps them from seeing this place.
All right, you seem dedicated to the cause.
No, I want you guys to know I am dedicated. I cut off half. I went from 12 to 6. To show you guys that I'm with you. I'm with you, my Aryan brothers.
Well, I got one for you. MLK or KKK?
KKK, all day. If I could add more Ks, I would. I'd have a KKK stutter. KKK.
This is the final question. We're gonna get surgical. Do black people use slavery as an excuse?
Are you? No.
Well, there goes your white privilege card.
They don't use it as an excuse. It is an excuse.
All right, you're in.
Samantha, turn that rap down!
Were you just dancing?
No. It's not what it looks like.
Oh, you like this?
It's the rhythm, the shook and jiving. It just makes you want to move. I can't help it.
Rhythm.
Automatic
band.
Okay, friends, let's unpack our white privilege. In my last video, y'all said you wanted to learn more on this, and I am so happy to oblige. And let me know, I can actually do a workshop on this. If you want to get into this in detail, be able to ask your questions live, I'd love to help you unpack this bit by bit. For the purposes of this video, let's come at this from the high level perspective. What even is privilege? When we say unpack your privilege, white privilege, what does this mean? And the misunderstanding of what this means is actually the biggest reason people have issue with it, and they get all up in a tizzy when we talk about it. At the core level, if you have a privilege, it means you have something that not everyone else has. And that is because even though here in America, we talk about being the land of opportunity, the land of the free, not everyone has the same rights and not everyone has the same privileges. And especially here in America,
being white automatically grants you extra privileges.
These guys are pushing
Now, the
race
reason people want to
so
argue with
much.
this and get all in a huff is because they assume we mean that if you are white, your life is perfect and so much easier than everybody else's. And that's not true either. There are some people of color whose lives are easier and more privileged in other ways than some white people. Again, because this is not a land of equality. This is a land of capitalism. So, white privilege really talks about the systemic differences, the systemic racism, which means the systems that are inherently stacked against people of color and benefit people who are white.
What are they?
So, white privilege means that if you are white, you automatically have certain privileges that people of color don't. I will give you a few instances of what this means, very specific examples that are verified. You can look these up. There's so many more. I'm just going to give you a few for this video. Number one, if you have a name that sounds white, like Susan Jones, as opposed to a name that sounds black, like Devontae Jackson, you are much more likely to be hired.
That's a lie.
You're much more likely to have your resume passed
That's a lie.
and to get promotions.
That's a lie.
Number two, if you are a black woman, you are much more likely to have your pain dismissed by doctors, and you are much more likely to have complications in childbirth and actually die in childbirth.
That's a lie.
Doctors don't believe you. Number three, if you are a person of color, and in particular, if you are a male person of color, you are more likely to have negative interactions with law enforcement officers. They are much more likely to frisk, to detain you, to do unlawful search and seizures on you because of the color of your skin. Now, like I said, these are just a tiny handful of examples. There are so many more than this. But they're very representative of the kind of disadvantages you have if you're a person of color versus if you are white, you don't have these disadvantages. You have an advantage. You have privilege. And because you have these privileges and so many more, that means your life is automatically easier than a person of color. You didn't have to earn that privilege. You didn't have to work for it. It's not based on merit. It's not based on morality. It is simply based on your race. So, unpacking our privilege means we start to look at our lives and all the things that we have, that we either have or that are automatically easier for us because of the color of our skin. And once you start unpacking that privilege, you can see how things you might have unconsciously believed that you had earned, that you had worked hard for, that were because you were a good person, or you're just lucky, or you have assumptions about living in this nation. Oh, life's not that hard. Oh, well, I was able to do it. Why can't you? Unpacking your privilege allows you to see the system as the problem, that you benefited from a system where other people do not benefit in the same way.
Same crap.
So here's a couple of examples. Number one, I have been able to glide through this year completely unafraid of ICE because I'm white. That is white privilege. So anyone who wants to tell people it's not that bad, it's going to be fine, who wants to minimize the fear and the problem of the immigration policies, that's your white privilege showing. Unpacking your privilege realizes you have a worldview that is vastly different from people of color because people of color are experiencing life very differently in America right now. If you want to unpack your privilege, it means coming to an awareness that other people have life harder. And it either makes you want to be more compassionate, want to take more actions, want to advocate, want to fight the system. That's using your privilege for good. Another example of privilege is people claiming that they have everything that they have because they worked for it. And that may be true on some levels. But unpacking your privilege realizes that if you are white, and in particular, if you are white and male, because there is so much male privilege, I can't even begin to unpack that. But you didn't simply get where you got by your hard work alone. You benefited from a system that was set up to benefit you. You didn't solely work harder than everybody else around you. You had more opportunities, not just to get the job in the first place, but to be paid more than other women, than people of color. You also have more opportunity for more promotions and more upward mobility. There is also so much racial bias and gender bias in this country that you're more likely to succeed at your job if you are a white man, because people automatically treat you more professionally or believe in your professionalism if you are a white man. So yes, you may have worked hard, but the game was also easier for you because of what you look like, because of your name. In addition, being white also opens you up to more economic privilege and more educational privilege. You are able to have greater access to education. You're more likely to have generational wealth, which doesn't necessarily mean you're absurdly wealthy, you're in the 1%. It just means you have fewer debts in the family. Your parents also benefited from white privilege, from economic privilege. And so therefore, your parents are more likely to pay for your education, help you get a down payment on a home, help you out when times are tough. So again, all these things contribute to you being able to have life a little bit easier. So I'll give you an example in my life and my family where it has been hard for me. I have worked my ass off and I have benefited from white privilege. The first is that I do have generational wealth in my family. Again, no, we're not the 1%, but my parents were able to own their own business and be successful at their business because of the color of their skin, because of their name, because of the way the system is set up to benefit white people through the generations. So as the generations have gone on, they've been able to support their family more and have less debt. So by the time I come on the scene and I go to college, I had parents who were able to pay my tuition. I did work through college. I did pay for my room and board by the time I got to be a junior and a senior, but I didn't have to pay for any tuition. I didn't have to pay for housing those first 2 years. That allowed me to focus on my studies and also have a really great time. I have been able to easily get job interviews and easily get jobs because of my name. Then in later years, when my husband and I had problems with jobs, when I lost them, when times were hard economically, we did not lose our home because of generational wealth, because we had parents who were able to help us out to make sure our house payments were made, our bills were paid, so that we could have the luxury of time to get a better job. We have also been able to buy a home in any neighborhood we wanted to, because yes, suburban racism is alive and well. As white people, we are more likely to get approved for home loans and again, have the financial circumstances that allow us to be able to buy our homes. If you live in an area, say there's an HOA or there's a co-op board where you have to interview or you have to be chosen to buy that home, you are more likely to get that position, to get that home if you are white than if you are a person of color. There are also dozens of ways I live my life and it's so much easier that I don't even think about. Like for example, I'm not ever afraid that I'm going to be pulled over for no reason. And when I am pulled over, it's not automatically my thought that I'm going to be searched or that I'm going to be arrested. If you are a person of color, that's a reality that you face. I'm also treated fairly in any restaurant, any store, any business I go into. Nobody follows me around. Nobody accuses me of stealing. Nobody gives me attitude. No one harasses me looking at my cash trying to see if it's counterfeit. Okay, this video is long enough. I could go on and on. This is just the start of a very basic middle-class life in America. What it looks like if you're white, simply because you're white. So let me know what other questions you have, because again, we can get into economic privilege, we can get into unconscious racial bias, we can get into how the gendered biases also play a role. So you can see how it's stacked on top of each other. The number of privileges you have changes depending on what demography you're in. So let me know your questions, or if you want me to do a workshop on this where we can really get into the nuance. But this should cover it for the first outing into what is white privilege.
She just said crap, like throughout the entire video, she's just lying. Like, I don't know why they keep on playing this victim game. I hate this. Like, whenever I see people saying white privilege exists, it's a lie. It's a big lie. People keep on playing this victim aspect, like they are the victim, they are the victim. And seeing a couple of white people talking about white privilege, these are white guilt. They are feeling guilty of slavery of the black and stuff. Like, that makes no sense. You can't feel miserable for what happened years before you were even born. You never experienced slavery. So you can't, oh, what happened is bad. We all know it was a terrible act. But it's not just America alone that slavery ever happened. Black was not only the first person that was actually enslaved, Caribbeans too. Also, others. It's not a new thing. Even slavery still happening right now in Africa. So it's crazy how people online coming online saying bullshit thing about white privilege, white have more advantages, systemic racism. You are saying crap. You are saying crap, bullshit. And I hate when black people are playing the victim like they are the only one that has been oppressed. If you are feeling oppressed in America, come to Africa, bro. Come to Africa. I'm sick and tired of this bullshit crap saying this. Even for white people playing the guilt card. The white guilt. Bro, this is bullshit. So what do you want? 5 minutes of fame or 2 minutes of the whole world saying, oh, wow, she's saying the truth. Or you think black people are going to come and start applauding you. Oh, you are saying the right thing. White privilege actually exists. It makes no sense. There is no goddamn thing as white privilege. It's a myth. It's a lie. It's a big lie. Everyone gets pulled over. Either you've been black, white, Hispanic, Asian, no matter your race, you get pulled over when you do something wrong. Or when you are a suspect, you get pulled over. Your name makes no difference. Either you're answering Johnson or Susanna, it makes no difference. You still get your job. Your color of your hair makes no difference whether you be employed or not. Your skin color makes no difference whether you be employed or not. These guys are cooking up lies. This is the propaganda that people are spreading online. These videos ought to be banned. These are lies. There is no goddamn thing as white privilege. If white privilege existed, why am I the only American who's not saying it? Like it's shocking to me. Because there's no guidance. I don't want to use the F word in this video. There's no saying as white privilege. These guys are lying online. They are feeling what is not there. They are assuming in their head that it's real, whereas it's a delusion. It's not real. And they're making things up just to have some thousands of views online. White privilege does not exist. Either you believe me or not. Either you argue with me or not. I'm black. I'm very grateful to God that I have the black skin. I'm proud of my skin. 100%. And I'm going to tell you every single time, white privilege does not exist. Charlie Kirk said this. My entire video is about Charlie. He said this. And I fully support him. And I've experienced it myself. There's no guidance in as white privilege. If you come into a grocery shop, they're going to treat everyone the same thing. It's only if you are acting in a very suspicious way. Then people are going to look at you. What is this person trying to do? It's not about your color of your skin. It's not about that. No one. America should be in a place of no one caring about your color of your skin. It should not be something we should talk about. We should talk about you being an individual. What's your personality? That's what matters. Your personality itself. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video as many as can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. And we're going to see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.